Hey there, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Oh, it's been quite the week or so being a homeschooling teacher and trying to keep the house in a way that I don't have to pull my hair out about being around here. I know that we're all still living in a state of wondering and concern. Everybody's sharing those anxieties and fears, as well as just we don't know, and being in a place where we don't know and aren't in control is really hard for some of us. I won't name any names, myself included, however, and it's been a bit of a challenge for me to get to my mat, to be honest with you, to get here in front of the camera for you as well. But I'm making time now, and I hope you all have been making time for yourselves in one way or the other. We took a nice long bike ride yesterday and today, and that was quite refreshing to get out and have some fresh air. So remember, as Gail said in her little nature video, getting some of that vitamin in, some vitamin nature is super important for us all right now. Even if it's just walking outside and putting those bare feet in the earth for a few minutes to get grounded, to feel connected. I think that's what we're all feeling right now, is a sense of disconnection and not being able to be with family members and friends and just doing all of those things that we're so used to, accustomed to doing in our routines. So I'm happy to be with you here now. And just take a few minutes to sit with me, finding that seat that's comfortable for you. Letting the shoulders soften, letting the face relax. I noticed as I was going to bed last night, my breath has not been nearly as deep as it normally is. It's up in that 1/3, that restrictive breath, that kind of fight or flight sensation when we're just in protection mode. So there is a mudra of protection, and it's to cross your right arm across your body, making a fist with the thumb outside on that ring finger knuckle. So you're making a fist, ring finger, second knuckle, crossing the body, and of course I'm doing it backwards, so here you are, right hand crossing the body, left hand in front of you, in a mudra of protection. And just allow yourself to be here, attuning to the breath and noticing where that breath is, becoming aware of that breath in the upper chest. Begin to lengthen the inhale so we can create energy, we can create this protective energy within. This mudra attunes us to the 5 elements. That first element of earth. The element which creates that sense of stability and security. Allow yourself to feel connected, to feel rooted to the earth. Cultivating a sense of security even in these worrisome times. Many of us are concerned about our finances, our health, the health of our loved ones. These are our basic first chakra issues. So by connecting to the earth, reestablishing our awareness of earth, and of those nurturing qualities of earth. Thinking about all of those spring flowers that are outside right now, who have overcome layers and layers of earth and dirt and leaves and pushed themselves up and out into this air to the top. That persistence, that perseverance. And then become aware of the element of water. We talked about that the last mudra that we did. Having that fluidity, that flexibility. Allowing us to move through these times with a little more grace, a little more understanding. Also feeling how water nourishes our body, how it nourishes our brain. Water can be cleansing and transformative, creating new patterns. And now becoming aware of the element of fire. This is that inner energy that we call upon. Fire also is transformative, burning away the old, firing up our creativity, heating the body from within. Giving us the energy to process and digest all the information that we're receiving on a daily basis. That information that you receive from the news, the Surgeon General, from friends, on Facebook, on your social media outlets. Taking it in, processing, digesting, and then releasing. Getting rid of the negativity, burning through our fears. Firing up our resolve to stay in, to do our Dharma here now. Which is to take a step back from each other. Now bring your awareness to the element of air. Feeling the arms lifting as you breathe in deeply. Nourishing the body with this freshly oxygenated oxygen. Oxygenating the blood. Letting it flow freely through the body through movement and this breath. And just as the air moves through the trees, allow that air to be moving your thoughts through your mind. So any dwelling thoughts that you may have, any anxious thoughts you may have, just let them move on through. Acknowledge their existence. This is a time here in this heart chakra to open up, to feel. When you feel that chest tighten up with anxiety, with emotion, breathe deeply in and let it go. In order for that fire to do its work, we must first feel our emotions, allow them to exist, and not push them away and hide them. Opening up to the unknown. And using that element water in the second chakra of fluidity and flexibility to be okay with where we are. And when we feel okay with where we are, we're secure. We feel steady, but not rigid. And now bring your awareness to the element of ether, of space. Here we draw upon our intuition and our wisdom that as we quiet our bodies, as we quiet our minds, when we tune in, we begin to hear that slowing down is what everyone needs. That we are creating precious moments in all of this troubled times with our families, taking time to play games and to cook together, to share and to read together. Come back to this mudra of protection, this gesture of protection. Whenever you start to feel off balance, whenever you feel that tightness in the chest, and slowly now release the cross of the arms, let the hands come to rest on the thighs. Lightly push hands into the thighs and lengthen the spine. Lift the heart, lift the lips, edges of the lips up towards the eye creases as you lift your gaze up towards the sky. And on an exhale, slowly round the spine, chin to chest, pull that belly in, round the shoulders. And on your inhale, lift the heart again, look all the way up, take the hands behind you, push the fingertips into the earth, opening through the chest. And exhale, come back to center. Go ahead and reverse the cross of your legs, or let the legs extend long if you feel like they've been crossed there for a while. Give them a little shake out. Inhale, let the arms sweep up and overhead. Exhale, let the hands float down by the hips. On it, inhale, lift that right arm up. Exhale, side bend to your left. Rooting through the sits bones, still staying connected to that element earth, and then reaching and extending. Opening up through the side body, turn the gaze up if it feels comfortable on your neck. On your inhale, rise all the way up. Take that hand behind you, bring your left hand to your right thigh. Inhale for length, exhale, twist. Looking over that right shoulder, pushing out through the feet, lengthening up through the crown. On your exhale, unwind to center. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, side bend. Stay rooted down through the sits bones. Reach and open. Expand through the side body. Again, if it's comfortable on your neck, take your gaze up. Feeling as if that sun were just casting its beautiful rays down upon your face. Drinking in that warmth, that radiant sun. On your inhale, rise up. Left hand comes all the way behind you. Right hand to your thigh. Root and lift. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, unwind to center. Slide the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana. Pressing the feet into one another. Sides of the pinky toe sides of your feet. Root down. Roll the shoulders back. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Breathe in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Again, in. And out. Closing the lips once again. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Lead with that heart. Take the gaze down towards the earth so the neck stays long. Gently hugging those heels in towards the body. Shoulder heads roll away from the floor. Inhale and lengthen the spine. Extend your left leg out, sole of your right foot coming into that left inner thigh. Working through some hips here. So we rooted through those first postures into that earth element. Now opening up the hips. Remember, we store lots of pent up emotions in the hips. And so if you feel something give way, just allow yourself to feel that emotion. Inhaling, right arm up. Exhale, side bend to your left. Find nice long length from hip crease out through the fingertips. Spread those fingers wide. Make the hand active. No, not droopy, but fingers spread wide like the rays of the sun that we're so anxious to see. Maybe left fingertips, peace fingers come around the left big toe, and you gently engage that left bicep to draw you in. As you do, pull those left rib cage forward. Keep the heart shining open. Nice big stretch through that right hip. Good. Through this left inner thigh. Inhale, rise up. Once again, we're going to twist. Right hand behind you, left hand to the knee. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, unwind to center. Right leg extends out. Left foot comes to your inner thigh. Second side here. Inhaling, left arm up. Exhale, side bending to your right. Lift and lengthen out of that hip crease. Peace fingers and thumb around that big toe if you can reach. Otherwise, just root the hand into the earth using the press of the hand, or even taking your left hand, guiding the right rib cage forward. Keep that heart open. Extending, bicep presses towards the ear, palm nice and open, fingers spreading wide. Maybe gaze looks up. Letting that left knee soften towards the earth. Continuing breathing. Your nice rhythmic breaths. Inhale, rise up. hand behind you, right hand to the thigh. Spine lengthens, breathing in. Exhale, twist. And unwind back to center. Bring it onto hands and knees here, continuing our movement and opening through the hips. So stacking shoulders and wrists, hips and knees. And begin to make some circles with the hips back towards the heels and then around. You can make these big circles or small circles if you don't want to go all the way back to the heels, or you can do a little bit of both. We're going to do one more in this direction and then reverse and go the other way. Again, big or small circles. Allowing what arises to arise. Maybe it's frustration because you haven't been on your mat and your body feels so stiff. Or maybe this is the first time that you've allowed yourself to breathe. On your inhale now, lower belly, look up into cow. Exhale, press the mat away around the spine, chin to chest into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time, inhale. And exhale, round. Keep it rounding, push the floor away, chin to chest. Inhale, come back to center. Your left leg extends now back, tuck the toes. Inhale, right arm up, take your gaze to the floor, lengthen long. Inhale, lift that leg. So now we're moving from, not necessarily away from the hips, but bringing more awareness into the abdomen, into that fire chakra there. Navel pulls up to spine, so no saggy belly, hard to see with the sweatshirt. But push that belly up to the spine. Pull the pubic bone towards the navel. Reach right arm long. And then bring the right hand down, cross your left leg over the right calf. Look over your right shoulder. Exhale, come back to center. Second side, right leg extends out, lengthening long through the crown. Inhale, lift that leg up. Good. Left arm out now. Again, no wimpy hand, palm pressing towards the midline. Fingers reaching, foot alive, pinky toe points towards the floor to keep those sacrum square. Belly draw it up, lengthen. Exhale, hand to the mat, cross over your left calf, will go over your left shoulder. Wonderful. And come back to center. Step your right foot forward now into a crescent lunge, knee and ankle in line. That back knee reaches back, so we're not sitting stacked hip over knee, but the hips are moving forward there. This knee and ankle are in line to protect this front knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let the hands float down by the hips. Inhale, arms float up and overhead. Exhale, let the hands come down, framing that foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, straighten through your right leg. Big toe mound stays rooted, top of the foot, and the shin to get some stretch here. Inhale, come back into your lunge. Scissor those inner thighs, hug to the midline. Inhale, back into your crescent lunge. Arms float up. Remember that lion's breath. Get rid of any stale energy that you're holding on to. Tongue out, gazing towards the tip of the nose. Inhale. One more time on this side up. Hands to the earth, breathe in. Big toe lifts now. There you go. Hamstring stretch on the right leg. Again, working through these hips. Inhale forward, hands come to the inside of the big toe. Toe heeling that right foot over off to the right. Hug the knee to the shoulder. Take your gaze to the earth, back of the neck is long. Nice, press the hips back, slide that leg back and around. Second side, left foot forward. Knee and ankle in one line. Back knee back, inhale up. Finding crescent lunge, arms float up. Then take them down, exhale. Inhale, arms up. And exhale. This time, lion's breath. Inhale. Stick out the tongue. Roar like a lion. Release. Inhale. Let it go. Nobody's listening. Who cares if they are? Breathe in. Lovely. Arms up. Hands to frame the foot. Big toe stays rooted. And then push those hips back. Big toe mound. Roots. Top of the foot and the shin getting stretch. Good. Back into lunge. And then press it back. Toes lift. Dorsiflexion through the foot. Through the ankle. Toes drawing back in towards the body. Inhale, we come forward. Hands on the big toe side of that foot. Knee comes a little bit outside the hip. Knee hugs into the shoulder. Keep that belly engaged. We're coming back to fire up the abs. And press the hips back. Slide that leg back. And come onto your sits bones now. Rooting down through the sits bones, lengthening up through the spine. Think about this length. So no sagging down into the pelvic bowl, but lifted, heart open, expanding. Knitting those abdominals into the midline. Light touch of the hands to the floor. Lift onto the feet, or on of the feet. You can always let toes touch. You can keep that boat docked. You can bring the shins parallel to the earth, or extend through the backs of the knees. Spread the toes just like you've been keeping these hands active. Reach out, shoulders back. Look to your toes. Find your drishti. Settle that gaze to one point. To steady the mind, to steady the breath, to steady the body. Working through the abdominals now. Firing up through the belly. Exhale, bring the feet to the mat, hands behind you, shoulders back. Lift the hips to reverse your bridge. Give those glutes a big squeeze. Push the hands down into the earth. Lean the head back. Open up that heart. Exhale, sits bones back to the mat. You can leave the hands where they are. Leave them on the floor. Float them up. Your Navasana. Remember, this is your practice. Moving the body as feels comfortable and right for you. Extend and reach. Let the feet come to the floor. Knees bent or legs straight. Reversing tabletop or plank. Push, lift, roll those shoulder heads back. Open the heart, maybe open the throat. Exhale, sits bones back to the mat. Last round through here, you want to try. Take peace fingers and thumb around your big toes. Extend those legs up. Roll the shoulders back. Belly in, lift the gaze. Begin to steady. Steady the gaze. Deepen that breath. Maybe come into that ujjayi breath, that deep heating breath. It's still chilly out there. You may still need to warm up. Slowly lower the legs all the way to the floor. Hands behind you again. Knees bent or legs extended. Inhale to reverse. And exhale. Lower down. Sit up on those sits bones nice and tall. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, let the hands come down by the hips. Make your way now into bridge pose. So the spine lengthens long to begin. Feet hips width distance apart. Hands by your hips, shoulders shimmy underneath you. Inhale, lift up. Walking the heels in so the knees and ankles are in one line. Maybe you want to interlace your hands. Shimmy shoulders underneath you. Anchor down through the pinky fingers. The arms act as a lever to lift you up. Look straight up to the sky, chin in line with the breastbone. Use those outer thighs. Push the knees towards the midline. Root down through the feet, guiding shins forward. Let that chest move back towards the chin. Opening up through the heart. Moving into that element of air. Take one more breath.
breath. Lift the hips high. Keep the hips lifted high. That pubic bone guided to the navel as you release through the shoulders. Roll all the way down one vertebrae at a time, letting that low back come to the mat before the tailbone. Open the arms out into a T. Let the knees rock to the right. Good. Take them up and over to your left. Nice. And come back to center. Hands come again by the hips. Shimmy shoulders underneath you. Gaze straight ahead. Walking those heels back in line with the sits bones if they left. Inhale, lift to open heart. Palms can stay rooted or bend the elbows here now. Fingers point up towards the sky. Triceps root. They're still hugged into the body. As you press down through the feet and activate through your gluteus maximus, the hips lift. It also guides the knees. Those glutes squeezing externally rotates through the hips. Knees point out to the sides. Press down through the big toe sides of your feet. Take those outer thighs, push them in. Roll inner thighs towards the floor. Tricep press to give that lift to the chest. Take your abdominal organs and push them down towards the spine. This protects your lumbar spine and back bends. One more breath, lift high. Exhale slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Keeping the hips lifted, pubic bone tucked to the belly so the low back comes down last before the tailbone touches. Then let soles of the feet together. Cactus the arms. Take your left ear to the mat. And then the right. And guide the head back to center. Press the feet up. And hug the knees into the chest. Gently rock from side to side. Hands to the knees, make some circles, some figure eights. Come back to center, extend the legs up to the sky. Push up through the heels. Length through the backs of the legs. Sorry, I'm just going to move here. Hands are by the hips. Then inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Nice long stretch from fingertips through feet. On your exhale, bring everything down by the hips. Heels pull into the sits bones, palms press to the earth. Inhale, reach and extend. Push up through the heels at the very top of your inhale. Exhale, pull it all together. See if you can meet at the very bottom of that exhale with heels and hands. Inhale. And exhale. Matching breath with movement. Allowing that breath to initiate movement. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, in and exhale. Hug those knees in, roll the shoulders away from the mat, chin to chest, forehead to the knees. Squeeze your toes tight, purse your lips, try to close your ears and your nose and really squeeze the body in. On your exhale, splat. Breathe in. Out through the mouth. Breathing in and out. One more time, in. Out through the mouth, releasing any tensions and anxieties, any stress. And now begin to feel your heels connected to the mat. The calves, the glutes, the sacrum, the mid-back and the shoulders, the backs of the arms down to the backs of the hands, and the back of the head. Feeling your back body connected to the earth. And then in the area of your pelvis, just noticing that fluidity, the element of water, nurturing.
to your abdomen, maybe visualizing the color orange. Maybe feeling a little heat there in the belly. Cultivating that digestion, that good digestive fire. Draw your awareness up to the heart center. Notice if your breath has changed. If you're not as tight through the chest, if your inhales and exhales are freer. And now begin to notice the space around you, above you, the temperature of the air in this room. Maybe you can feel some energy moving around your body now. It doesn't feel so stale and stagnant. A little brighter. A little freer. Allow yourself the next few breaths to tap in to your wisdom. Wiggle your fingers now and wiggle your toes. On an inhale, reach your arms up and over the head. Nice long stretch from tip to toe. And then roll over onto your side. Guide your knees up into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze here, thanking yourself for taking this time for you, for taking this time to breathe. And then pressing into the hands, rise up into that seat that you started. Taking your right hand into a fist, putting the thumb to the ring finger, second knuckle, and crossing. Left hand does the same, back to where we began in this gesture of protection. Attuning to those 5 elements. Attuning to the breath. Sensing the protection of these elements. They're stabilizing, nurturing, warming and freeing patterns. Bring your hands together at your heart. The light in me honors the light in each one of you. And if you'd like to seal your practice with me this afternoon with 3 ohms, feel free to join me. Breathing in.